Hi, this is Chris from Women Speak Out, and I was just thinking of the issue of child abuse today. As you know, or if you're new to our series of videos, one of our main charters is eradicating child abuse completely, and we always have to look at our organizations, figure out if we're truly making a difference. And a lot of you know, like in high school, you get a lot of students go through programs where they're taught on how to deal with strangers who may potentially take advantage of them. Or if you're on the internet or you see these videos at the 7 steps on talking to your children about child abuse, or the 10 ways of dealing with the issue of child abuse. And we have to look at those resources and ask ourselves if those are really making a difference, if those are really cutting to the core of what child abuse is. And the issue of child abuse is all about prevention, because there are a lot of survivors of child abuse out there. And we deal with a lot of survivors of child abuse, and we help educate and try to inspire survivors that see these things, and we hope we do. But when it comes to the issue of child abuse, if you think about it realistically, if you want to deal with the issue of child abuse, you have to educate high schoolers, you have to educate the kids. You have to educate people before they're taken advantage of. We have to reach those populations before that first offense happens, so that first offense never happens when everybody's educated. So we thought, me and Ophelia, my wife, we actually came upon a resource which we thought would be great for you. And we really want you to have access to it. So after the break, we're going to go ahead and bring it in. I want you to hear our spiel about it, and I really hope that you connect with it.
So we've got some good information. Reason why we're here is to create a bigger change, looking at resources. We found one that's really amazing, and we want to share it with you. So to give you some feedback, just got off the phone with an awesome advocate, awesome filmmaker, producer, director, Edward Blackoff, and his movie we've talked about quite a bit before, but never made a video on. Can you show this?
Yeah, it's called Incest A Family Tragedy. Tragedy. There it is right there.
There it is right there. It's actually available at shazamfilms.com, and why we stand behind this one 100% is because we got so much from it. It's unlike any documentary we have ever seen. There are some good documentaries out there. There's also some really amazing resources in terms of books and literature, but this one really hit home.
One of the things that I got out of the film was Edward Blackoff actually goes and speaks to a lot of our representatives and talks about some of the laws that are in place. And after you're finished watching this film, you fully realize that the government doesn't have all the answers, that maybe the answers need to come from somewhere else. Maybe it needs to come from you and me, the community.
Yeah, and nobody really wants to touch upon that. One of the things that I was most impacted by in this film, which is admittedly something that I didn't necessarily want to think about, was there's a scene in the film that I won't go too much into because you really have to see it to really get the impact of it, was talking to actual perpetrators, talking to the people who are the abusers. And there's a point in the film where I became extremely uncomfortable, but only because it was the point in the film where I really understood that these perpetrators were more often than not victims. They were children, they were abused, and this was learned behavior, and this was something, they couldn't get out of, whether it be they didn't have the support system, whether it be they were shamed into not telling, whether it be, whatever the reason, it doesn't matter. The point is that it happened to begin with, and because it happened, that created this circle of violence that didn't end.
And I saw, when they did interview the perpetrators, and I did find a lot of myself in them because they were all survivors of abuse themselves. It was hard for me because at once I related to them, but at once they were abusers. And there's a reason why victims turn over and become perpetrators. There's a pretty good reason for that. And this film kind of starts the discussion on examining that, why that happens. And so we want you to buy this film. We want you to certainly buy this film if you can. If you've seen the film, we would like you to leave some comments on our YouTube page. We're connected to MySpace, to Facebook.
What we're actually going to be doing, what we've done, by the time that we post this video, will be done. We'll be creating a Facebook and a MySpace page specifically for this movie. And the hope is that you will go out there, you will purchase this movie directly from Shazam. We don't make any money off of this, by the way. We are only doing this because we believe so wholeheartedly in the message. We stand by it 100%. And, you know, Edward gets it. He really, really gets it. This film is one that impacted us both. It's really, I don't know, just watch it. Just go get it. And then take that and go grassroots. Talk to people about it. Have some viewing parties. Come back to the groups. Open discussions.
And you know, a lot of people, when they're thinking about it, the issue of abuse, they're wondering, how exactly do we approach abuse? What practical steps do we take to eradicate abuse? And he actually puts us on the road to come to some of those solutions.
Yeah, the answer's right here. That's one of the things that I got off the phone with him, and I was like, he gets it. You know, this movie, he gets it, and you don't have to do anything. I mean, all the answers are right here.
And a lot of you viewers out there are parents yourselves, and you may have students in high school. We believe that this film should be in high schools.
Yeah.
That students should be viewing that films. That they should be educated before they become to the point where they become victims.
Yeah.
So it's important.
The most effective way to stop the violence is to spread the word about resources that work and solutions to the problem. Like Chris touched upon earlier, part of the problem is that we're sort of, you know, a lot of advocates are in this role where these roles are dependent on abuse existing. We don't want abuse to exist anymore. We want to go and live in Peru, okay?
Yeah, we want to be gardeners.
We don't
want to have to deal with. We don't want abuse to be there.
Yeah.
So we kind of don't want to exist. If we're not existing,
buy the movie, and you will be on the road to spreading the word and finding a real solution that works. This needs to be in everyone's DVD series. This needs to be the next video that you buy.
And you not only need to buy it, the most important step, use it.
You need to use it.
Use it.
Yeah, you need to take what you learn, because you will get it. God knows you will get it. We got it. Join the Facebook group. Go to womenspeakoutnow.com. We'll have a link there. Go to shazamfilms.com.